We're live. Again! Hello and welcome back.
We're live.
To tonight's second stream. I got gummy bears.
And we are going to discover lands unknown.
We are. Because we're playing Kero. This is a 2-player only dice game set in the post-apocalyptic future. It's June 2471, and Kero is scarce. 2 clans are struggling to survive, exploring new territories in their tanker trucks. Running out of fuel is a risk each time they leave camp. Fortunately, a local tribe of Turoks can lend a helping hand.
Turex, I think. Not Turoks. If they were Turoks, they would have dinosaurs. They would.
Maybe they have dinosaurs.
They might have. Yeah, they might still have dinosaurs.
So yeah, this is a 2-player only game. It's from the design collective known as Prospero Hall, which is actually a design collective up in Seattle. Which we have some friends that work at. So we've played this game twice so far, and this will be our third play.
We played it twice?
I thought we played it twice.
I think, did we? I only played it once.
Maybe we've only played it once. I think I've learned it several times.
We've wanted to play it. It's been one that we've been like trying to play.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Oh, I didn't update the title and the thumbnail on the YouTube. I'm sorry. We were busy putting dinner away and like putting Futuropia. We turned off the camera. I kind of wish the camera had still been on. I hit the stop stream button and it stopped, and both of us just did this. At the end of the Futuropia stream.
Do you want me to update YouTube?
It's too late. The Twitch is also wrong. They're all wrong. Everything's wrong! We'll fix it later.
Xena has decided she no longer wants to put up with it, that everything's wrong. She's going to bed.
Just going back to bed. It's our 8th stream of the week. I'll be better tomorrow.
That's the optimistic way. Tomorrow will be better.
I want you to paint these trunks, Angela. I want to send you my trunks just to have them painted. Though I don't know if we're going to keep the game, so we might just send you the whole game. It's heavy, though. Okay. So we're going to get into it. We're going to play it. It's pretty straightforward. Boop. We need outtakes. There's no... I mean, it's live, so you gotta wait for the camera to change. Did this last night. Alright, now you can open it up. Because of our mic not being on a shock mount, we're gonna play with this beautiful custom-made dice tray. I forget the wood that it's made out of, but Jason Dinger makes these, and he sent us one, in addition to card holders. But yeah, it's really nice. I keep it upstairs for when I'm doing, like, online role-playing games with friends. But we brought it downstairs to play on stream with this game, because there's a lot of dice trucking in this game.
Dice trucking?
Dice trucking.
Dice trucking. I might just call this that from now on. Dice trucking.
So the rulebook is massive. It's huge. It's like 40 pages because it has a slew of languages in it. So I have it like turned over to the English one. So there's that. If you get this and you're like, oh my god, the rules! It's just because there's every language in it. And then the back is pretty cool on the board.
Oh, cool.
It's just the cover art big. It's kind of pretty. And then we put the board out. So the board just needs to go between the players. Oh, hey, we actually need to zoom this board.
No,
it's pretty perfect.
That's perfect.
Okay, there you go.
Right.
Do you want to be a brown truck or a gray truck?
Can I be a teal truck?
No. You'd have I don't know if we have the right teal. We could paint these.
I think I'll be a brown truck. Fetch me my brown truck.
Okay.
Where do we start the timer at?
You fill it. So, just make sure that it's filled. So make sure your trucks are filled by holding them up, like they're crashing into the table. And then you want to make sure you set them down. That truck, I'm just going to tell you right now, that one has so much sand, if you set it down too far, you're actually going to chuck sand into your thing. So you need to just Set it down, Ginger, because if you go donk, I was like flinging sand into my thing last time.
That put you at a strategic disadvantage.
Yeah, but I still won. It was weird. Cool. Then there are 8 dice. There are... I bet that sounds great on the mic. 5 white dice, and then 3 colored ones. The colored ones you're going to put up at the shack, which is a special spot for it. Then there are a bunch... This is the, like, lands unknown that we're discovering. So we're going to shuffle those. I'm going to give that to you. You're going to shuffle it, and then you're going to put it here, and you're going to put 4 face up. These dice you can just put someplace. We're going to put them in the dice tray, because we're going to need them everywhere. Then Steve is the brown truck, so he gets the brown scavenger people. So they're just tokens with stickers with different character art, and it's pretty diverse. It's pretty nice. And it's unique. So the 2 different factions each have 8 unique characters. This is an area control game. So in the game, we are 2 different scavenging groups, and we're going out and we're driving through the desert, and we're trying to gain resources and crew and different kind of stuff so that we can discover territories, like new territories with like water and resources and important things like that. And it's
condos full of robots.
Yeah, that's in the expansion.
It's weird. The condo is full of really efficient robots, and there's no people left. Don't know what happened there.
Yeah. But the robots take care of us real nice and feed us good, and
yeah. Green food is the best. Okay.
We are gonna have to do a little. There's a thing that has to be seen. Needs to be appreciated. There we go. Cool. There are 10 upgrade tiles. You're just gonna put them at the top of the board. Somewhere up there. It doesn't matter where they go order-wise, as long as they're up there where people can see them. Then try to keep your partner from playing with his semi-truck too much. Then there are 3 special cards. These are called claim cards, and they just have like art of different characters. We're gonna mix those randomly in the deck. Then there are 12 starter cards. They have yellow backs. You're gonna shuffle those and put them in a stack. He's useless with that truck. He's playing games. Then the rest of the cards you're going to shuffle and divide into 3 semi-even piles.
That was a funny joke.
Oh, goodness. So I'm going to do 3 piles, which I think there's 21 cards left. I don't know. Ichi does love car rides. I had to run to the store because we were out of chicken, and I brought Ichi. She just sits in the car. Cool. Then for the 3 piles, you're going to take one of those claim cards, and you're going to put it randomly somewhere in that pile, and then you're going to shuffle the pile, and then you're going to put it there. And then you're going to do it again. So that we have... Those claim cards are like the end of round triggers, and the 3rd final one is the end of the game trigger. So we're just putting them somewhere in the deck for that.
Someone says, did you tweet the stream?
Oh, I forgot to tweet. Thank you. I am off my game tonight.
Thanks, you, Ohaimi.
Sorry, Ohaimi. Reckles is not about semi-trucks.
Maybe you're growing the vegetables that fill a semi-truck.
Maybe. So then when you reassemble the deck, you're going to take the starter cards and you can put them on top. But first you're going to fill the market. So there's a market of 6 cards. And you're going to start with starters. And so there'll be 6 starters out. And then there will be 6 starters on top of here. Okay. Then there are these tokens. One is the starting player token. So that's just going to go with whoever goes first. It makes sure that we have consistent numbers of turns. Then we have these Tarek tokens, and you're just going to shuffle them, and each player is going to start the game with 2. And then otherwise, we're just going to make like a little deck of them. Or stack, I guess, technically. So there's one for you, one for me, one for you, one for me. These represent the native tribes, and they're just like hanging out in the desert, and you can use them on your turn to benefit you in some way. Nice. Cool. Then there's one more stack of tiles. And it's the kerosene. It's the fuel. So make a supply someplace of kerosene, which is a bunch of jerry cans. So they're just fuel canisters. So we're gonna have a little supply. We're gonna put it up there where it's safe from steam. And that's it. Look, the insert's empty. So we don't need that anymore. Okay. Cool. And then we're using a dice tray, so we'll just have it for whoever's rolling.
We'll do our best to not just slam the dice tray down on the table.
Yeah. And then how much jerry cans do we start with? We each start with 2 jerry cans. Okay. Cool.
Can we name my cans jerry cans and your cans George cans?
I mean, I guess. I don't know. Alright. Is there a first turn or first player condition?
Last player to drive a semi-truck?
I mean, that if it's a video game, it's you. The player who fueled up most recently collects the first player token. It's me because I'm the only one that drives the car. But I've gone first like 4 games in a row. You go first.
But I didn't fuel up the car.
Alright, I'll go first. Alright, so I'll be the first player. So, as I said, we are competing tribes, and we're trying to find the different lands and find fuel. So there's like drums, 55-gallon drums, and those are victory points. So certain cards will give you those, these tiles will give you a certain amount. Some of these tiles are conditional based on cards, because what's going to happen is on our turn, we're going to stand our semi up, so fuel is going out, and we can re-roll these dice as much as we want, holding on to whatever we want, except for whenever we get a fire, we have to stop rolling. So I don't want a bunch of fuel. So I'm going to keep rolling until I either get a fuel or what I want. Okay, cool. So I'm good. So when I'm done rolling, I put my truck down. And then I can spin the dice that I have to purchase cards, to gain jerry cans, which are fuel. Yeah. So when you spend... So I have 3 gears, and the cost to pick up a card is at the bottom. So I could pick up this card, which lets me place 2 of my clan tokens on 2 locations, which is the area control part. Because otherwise I could spend, one of the sides is like a dude it's a scavenger with a bandana. I can always spend a scavenger side and a gear side to place one of my scavengers on one of these. And at the end of the round, whoever has the majority of their scavengers at a location claims the location. So by taking this tile with the 3 gears, I would be able to pick 2 of my scavengers, and I can put them at 2 different locations. So certain locations, all of them will give you points, but some of them will give you points based on certain things. So for example, this card will give me points for desert cards that I've collected, or brown bordered cards, which are these ones. There are other locations that'll give me points for like blue cards collected or something like that. This location, if at the end of the round when I claim it, if I have majority, it'll give me a native tile and 2 jerry cans. This one right here is if I have 4 different cards, I'll just get 3 bonus points in addition to the one it gives me. And then this one's just straight 4 points, which is pretty good. So I'll be like, oh, jerry cans are really helpful because they help you refuel. And I'll just double down on that, right? So that would be my turn. Because I have rolled at least 2 fire dice, which means those dice have locked, I actually caused this card to be burned, so it's removed from the game.
Oh.
Then we shift everything over, and then we refill the market. And then it's Steve's turn. Okay? So that's like the very rough turn order. There's a lot that you can do, though, before your turn or during your turn. Because before your turn, you can refill your semi. You're going to spend up to 2 jerry cans to refill. So to refill, let's say I want to refill, I'm going to spend 1 jerry can, and then I'm going to give Steve the 5 white dice plus the 3 special dice, which I haven't talked about yet. And then I'm going to say, are you ready? I'm going to say, go. And I'm going to hold my truck up like this. And Steve's going to roll all 8 dice continually until they get all fire sides on them. If at some point he gets 7 of them to fire sides and he only has 1 left, if he rolls 5 times and he still can't get it to be a fireside, it's assumed to automatically be a fireside. But I keep holding my truck like this, refilling my sand timer until he locks all the dice. Okay, so I didn't refill everything, and it's pretty cool because it's hard to see how much sand you have left. I didn't refill all my stuff, but I got a pretty good refill. So you can always refill before your turn by spending 1 jerry can, but you can refill twice. So let's say I really needed more fuel, I could discard a 2nd jerry can and do it again, right? So you always do that before your turn. Then, before you start rolling, you can always spend a jerry can to get 1 of the special dice. And the special dice are just, they're colored dice and they have higher probability of doing certain things. So the green dice has more of the scavenger people icon on it, which helps you claim territories, or some cards might cost more scavengers. The yellow dice, can I have the yellow dice?
Yeah.
The yellow dice has more brick walls and grain on it, which are mostly helpful for getting cards. And then the blue dice has more gear icons on it than any other dice. So if I'm going for a specific type of thing, I could pay a jerry can so that I can use the colored dice of my choice in addition to the white dice that turn. And so if I pay to use those special dice, I'm just going to roll them when I roll all the dice. Certain cards will allow you to gain bonus tokens that will give you those dice every round. So for example, if I was to purchase this card, I could get this token, and I add it to my side down here, and now every turn I get to roll with the yellow dice. Okay? So that's what these are. Certain tokens give you different benefits. There's 1 for every type of dice. Then there's a token that's like at the beginning of every round, or once a turn you get a free jerry can. Then there's tokens that will give you 1 of each die side for free. There's a token that lets you spend a fuel to get a jerry can. Then there's this one's super important. So normally when you resolve the end of round. So let's say we're playing, we refill the market. If one of those claim cards we put in comes out when we're refilling the market, it's the end of the round. We don't care about turns, it's the end of the round. So we're going to see who has the majority on a location. So we would resolve all of these face-up locations. Steve's the only one here, so he would just gain this tile, puts it there, gets that person back. I'm the only one here, I get this tile right there. We both have someone at this location, so we're tied, so neither of us gets this location. Unless one of us has gotten this upgrade, which allows us to be the winner of ties. It's the only way ties can be broken is if somebody has that card. So because none of us have that card, this would just be discarded. And then this tile, no one even went to or found, so it's just discarded. Then we would put out an additional 4 tiles, and then we play again. There are 12 tiles in total, so because there are 3 rounds, we'll actually see all the tiles.
Jaime points out in chat, I don't know if you mentioned this or if you clarified, this one is for the same color.
Oh, that one's for the same. There's another one that's for different colors.
Well, there's one that's for the same. There's one that's 3 different, and then there's one that's a point for every 3 cards, regardless of color. So. Okay,
cool. So that's the one they're all the same. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, so otherwise, the only other thing that you do on your turn, potentially, is you have these native tiles, these Tarek tiles. Different tiles do different things, but basically you can reveal a tile to spend it and do whatever it says. Sometimes they'll let you refill in the middle of a turn or refill for free. Sometimes they'll let you give you free dice sides. Sometimes they'll let you ignore fire dice. Sometimes they'll give you free dice.
No.
There's a little guide in the rule book. They give you a bunch of different stuff. So, yeah. Good night, mediocre gamer. Cool. There we go.
Alright. You ready?
I think I'm ready. I'm gonna get back my Kero. And I need to make sure my truck's all the way filled. Which it is. And I'm apparently starting. I'm gonna take a picture and tweet that we're starting. Because it's such a visually interesting game.
It really is.
This game was on my list because I knew Steve would like it. Because one of the hobbies that Steve has that most people don't know about is he has a video game that he really likes to play. Called American Truck Simulator. And in the game, he drives a semi-truck around the western United States delivering things to people.
Everybody needs a hobby.
And so when I was like, there's a 2-player only dice chucking game about a post-apocalyptic future where you drive semis? Yeah, okay. It's like, how many checkboxes? The only way it could be more Steve bait is if they were going out in the desert collecting spaceship parts.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then
to like build spaceships.
To get off the planet and go to
get off the planet. That's literally the only way it could be more of a Steve game. Alright.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting the new Switch Pokemon game. I was joking with Tiffany that I'm gonna experience bachelor life for the next week or two.
It's being delivered tomorrow! I got the Stevie edition. I really wanted the Pikachu one, like really badly, but I can't not have the Steve edition. So I'm gonna name my Eevee Stevie and it's gonna follow me around.
Plus everybody knows that Stevie is overpowered. Stevie can evolve into anything.
But in the game, they can't evolve. Your first Pokemon can't evolve.
No, but
Stevie will be an Eevee for forever.
Can't Stevie get, like, any ability or whatever? Like, it's probably super powerful. Stevie can do whatever.
Stevie can't get any ability.
Well, isn't he, like... But he has, like, all the elements.
Type. No, he doesn't have all the elements. He's just normal type. He can pick up most of the elements. But, like, TMs. He can learn most of the TMs. But he can't learn anything. I mean, okay. Anyway.
As long as you read the rules, Stevie can learn anyway.
Sure. Alright. Angela's getting Pikachu! Yay, we can trade. Okay, alright.
Yeah,
enough Pokemon.
Says, Eevee learns moves from all the types.
It can, yeah, if you have the TMs and the HMs.
Yeah.
Alright. What am I gonna go for? Okay. So you wanna, before you start rolling, you wanna see what you're gonna try and go for. And then, once you start rolling, it'll all change anyway. So, here we go. No.
We need, like, a close-up on the timer.
Well, it's sideways, which is like, how do you... Oh, wait, that's a fire. I can't roll that.
Yeah, it's a little harder than the dice tray, but...
Yes! Okay, I'm done.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Ugh, no.
So it's not what I wanted, but it's what I got. So I got this one, which lets me spend a green to get a jerry can, which is pretty nice. But this does get burned.
Because you got 2 or more fire.
Because I did get 2 or more fire. And then I don't have the things to place stuff, so I don't get to place anyone. And that was my turn. So now it's Steve's turn. You gotta put the dice tray nicely in frame. I will watch your truck for you. Drinking and driving. Or no, I'm not driving right now.
That's right, you can drink when you're not driving. Those are the rules.
This is Joseph Brow Winter Brew. It's a dark double block lager.
I'm turning in a jerry can.
I like it.
To get the yellow dye. Alright, you ready for this?
Yes.
Jeez.
You got 3 green. Oh, so these cards are set collection cards, And they are worth more points for the more of them that you get.
Okay. Alright. So I'm using my 3 grain and my jerry can to get this card, which gives me a yellow at the start of each of my turns. I got 2 fire, so that one will be burned if I don't get it.
That was 3 people.
Yeah, it was 3 people.
You can also always spend 2 jerry cans to get a native tile. I should have mentioned that. I think you can get anything with 2 people.
Get anything with 3 people?
No.
Okay, so that goes away.
Ohaime spent their Pokemon money on HeroClix, so they won't be getting it till next month. I have so much I need to do. I wasn't sure I wanted to get Pokemon this time around, but I love Pokemon so much.
You can just moonlight as a Pokemon trainer.
I'm moonlighting as a moonlighter right now. I've been playing Moonlight in the evenings as my let's not talk to anyone game. Nice. I don't have a green to spend a jerry can. I'm not gonna refuel. I'm actually gonna put this here. So I'm just gonna go for it. Gotta watch my fuel. Don't let me cheat. Don't let me cheat. Do I want 3 gears? No, because the 3 gear guy is gone. Ah, I'm done.
Wow. Wow.
It's so rough. Alright, I'm going to do a gear and a scavenger to go here. And then I did roll 2 fire dice. We need to pull these off in the same orientation. So that gets put there. And then these all shift. And then it's...
Oh, I get the tile.
Yeah, you get the tile. It goes here. But it doesn't fit on camera, so we're gonna do that. Okay.
Alright, I'm ready. 3 walls is...
I need to get Pokemon Snap. We have it in 64. Just need to get it. Or GameCube.
Okay. I can take the fuel right away, right?
Yeah.
So I take a fuel, and then I spend the fuel.
Take it during that. Yeah, that's a good call.
Oh. And we can only have 5, right?
Yeah, you can only have 5 of those upgrades. Alright. Did you fire out? You fired hard, dude. You had 3 fire. Or was that not accurate?
I think I had 3 fire, because I had a 1 fire, or I had 1 grain, a 2 grain, and a jerry can. Yeah, it's only 2 fire.
Alright, I don't have a ton of fuel. I'm gonna spend a jerry can to refuel. So, Steve, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Go. Oof.
Alright, last one. 1 roll, 2 roll, 3 roll, 4 roll, 5 roll. Okay.
Alright, that's a pretty good refill.
Yeah, it's hard with the dice tray. But it works.
Why is it hard?
Because it's hard to scoop them all up without scooping the fire ones, so you just have to pull the fire ones out as you roll them and then roll the rest. So it's slightly slower.
Got it. Got it. I understand. Okay. Alright, I think
What's Pokemon Snap?
it's a game where you wander around taking pictures of Pokemon. You don't capture them or fight them, you just take pictures of them. They added a mechanic in the last Pokemon game that was a little bit like Pokemon Snap, but there were only certain spots in the cities where there were photo ops, which was similar to Pokemon Snap, I guess. I'm gonna take the green die. I'm gonna spend my last jerry can to get the green die.
It's not the green die, the green die.
The green die. And it sorta has paid off. I'm done. Okay.
Whoa.
I got 3 green, so I can get that card. And I got 2 dudes, so I can get that card. So I can place a person, and I will place the person there. And then I did get 2 fire, so that card's gonna be burned. And refill. It's your turn. The king.
Okay.
I was the perfect age for Pokemon. It came out when I was the target age group. So, I was in middle school training and playing Pokemon. I got a Game Boy with Pokemon. I got a Game Boy Color with Pokemon Yellow when it came out. Because I was already playing Pokemon. You're out. Sorry. No, you still had some.
I did, but I was just saying watch it. Okay. Let's do some shenanigans. I didn't flame out. So even though I could get 2 arc tiles, I'm going to do this to do 3 green.
I forgot I had these. They're important. Don't forget you have those, kids.
I'm going to do 3 grain. I'm going to use... That's going to get me 3 jerry cans. And then I will immediately spend those 3 jerry cans to get this. Is that cheating?
No.
So I will get this tile.
That's an effective strategy. You always get 1 gear tile.
So that was that. Do those not refill though? Because I'm still buying things.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done. Did you buy? You bought 2? And it just didn't flame out.
So I'm gonna do 2 people to get this. You just get nothing but 2 points.
You get 2 points in a blue card, yeah.
And then I'm gonna do that twice, which I can do it twice.
Yeah.
I guess we don't know when the round is going to end.
We don't.
But I'll do that. Okay.
Alright. I need jerry cans.
Kabuki, you and me both. I've also never played a Pokemon game. But apparently I am going to be conscripted into playing...
He's going to be
Hi Pokemon? What's it called? The Pokemon game that comes out? Hey Pokemon? What's up Pokemon?
Hey Eevee. Hey Stevie, let's go.
Hey Stevie, let's go. That's right.
Right.
So Tiffany's gonna yell, "Hey Stevie, let's go" from across the house and make me use the extra controller thing.
This is the worst decision in my life. I flamed out so hard. Alright, I'm using this tile, which gives me 2 dice sides of whatever I want. So one of them's gonna be a jerry can because I need it, and the other one's gonna be a brick, so I can get this. So I have 2 of these set collection cards.
But you didn't get a jerry can from it, did you? No.
No. I got a jerry can from my Tarok tile.
Because, the dice sides just can't be jerry cans from the special dice side one.
Oh! Yeah, I did use it as a jerry. Okay, so I can't get a jerry can. Ugh. Damn. If I had realized I would have left the jerry can. I rolled out. But it's whatever. It goes to waste then.
The tile?
No. Yeah, one of the tiles. Alternatively, instead of getting the set collection, I could get this one. Or I could get this one, which just would always give me a brick. But I feel like the set collection is better. So we're gonna do that. In the round. Yes! Round ends. So all of our scavenger comes back, and I get this. I get these 2 tiles, and this one gives me a Tarok tile. Ooh. And 2 jerry cans, which I hate so bad.
Turn.
And then this one's discarded. And then we do 4 new ones. Okay. And then it's your turn.
Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
Okay. The game wants you to put territories here and cards there, but this way I think makes more sense for me.
Yeah. Well, because the cards you need to see. I guess you could see the. I guess you can see the color that way with the points. I don't know. I've always played with them here. I guess this does make more sense.
Oh, okay. So here's the deal. I don't have a jerry can. What happens if I run out of this on my turn?
A native finds you and drags your and you get a 5 die, like a white die refuel for free. But you don't gain any of your dice.
Or I could get a 5 die reroll for free now.
Why? Do you have a token?
No, I mean I don't have a jerry can. So like, basically, can I?
No.
My only option is just to run out.
Yes.
Okay.
You're up. Good job! Okay, so your turn is basically lost.
Oh, I don't get any of the resources?
No, that's what I said.
Oh, so if I rolled and then slammed my truck down when I still had fuel, I would have gotten that roll.
Yes, but I don't think you would have succeeded in that.
No, okay, but that's... Okay, I thought I still got that.
I said you don't get resources. Sorry, we're refueling you. It's a 5 die refuel. Refuel.
Okay.
Here. You ready?
Yeah.
You say go.
Go.
Why is it that I don't get flames when I'm trying to get them? Oh, yes! Come on. There's no thing for re-rolling singles. I feel like... Yes, okay, good. You lowered that real fast. Real slow, Mr. Kairos.
So is my turn lost?
Your turn is lost because you ran out of fuel in the middle of the desert.
Isn't there AAA in the future?
It's the natives, and they did the AAA service. You just suck. All right. Is this? Yeah. Okay. No, I read it. I'm good. Now that I have fuel cans, what do I want in life? I think I want that card. I want that card. I'm gonna pay a jerry can to get the green die. And we're gonna go. Okay, well, I could just get all the jerry cans in the world right now. But... Oh, I'm done! I'm done! Okay. I get 3 jerry cans.
Wow. Nice one, Jerry.
And then I have 2... Oh, I needed 3 dudes! Damn it, I thought I only needed 2 dudes. Alright, well, I spent that turn getting jerry cans, I guess. Oh, you get that die anyway.
Does the end turn card go away?
Oh, you're right, sorry. Maybe I could have bought something. Nope, can't. Remember, you're trying to put stuff on the table nicely. You can't raise it up again.
No. Okay, well, I can't do anything with 2 gears. Oh, I only have 2 walls. That was a mistake.
There's a card for 2 walls, though.
Okay, I'll get this card for 2 walls. I'll get this card for 3 green, which gets me 2 Turek tiles. And then 2 jerry cans.
Ah, oh, that's the end of the round. Oh, so all of these get discarded. We didn't go to any of them.
Hold on. Okay. So the move Turek one, they have to already be on a territory. That makes sense.
Cool. So we're in the last round of the game. In the last round, when the round trigger card comes out, if the second player is the person whose turn had just finished, so we have an even number of turns, then that's the game. It's over. Nothing else happens. However, if it's in an odd number of turns, the second player, these territories are still resolved, and the second player gets to take a turn like normal, but instead of placing on territories, they can place scavengers here, and they can place one scavenger on this slot to get 1 point, or they can place, two scavengers on this spot to get 3 points. So they could get max 4 points on their last turn of the game. So, on the delightful note, wow. Okay, I'm going to pay a fuel to get the yellow dice, and another fuel to get green die. Okay. I always get so nervous. And I flamed out on my 2 special dice. Oh man. Okay. What am I doing? No! I can't even. This makes me so nervous. Okay, I'm done. Okay. I get so nervous. Okay.
Oh, there it is.
I'm taking that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I don't get this nervous in other games. This is the one where you want to have one of every kind, right?
That is.
Or one for every
3 of any, regardless of any color. 1 point per set of 3 cards.
This is the one where you want one of every kind.
Yeah.
Go there. And I'll go there. And that was my turn.
Oh no, 2 points if you have at least 1 card of each color. So it's not per set.
Yeah.
It's just up to 3 points.
But that's fine, because I have it.
I definitely need to refuel because, holy goodness.
Alright.
This is moving.
If you're refilling.
Yep. Ready?
Yep. You gotta say go.
Oh.
You don't just say ready. The dice tray does make it harder. Oh, 1, 2. That was it. Okay. I knocked that one.
Okay.
Dice game. So dice game.
Oh, you weren't rolling the blue die.
I just put it back
okay.
up there. John Edward sold most of his real-time games because he knows too many people who hate the stress. Only kept Project Elite and Space Alert. Yeah.
They're very hit or miss for people.
I'm okay with real-time games that are co-op. It's the only way I like co-ops. But this one is Oh, I didn't feel this. Did I flame out on my turn? I did. Sorry. End of game. No. Okay. We have Magic Maze. I think that's the last real-time game that we have. I think that was cheating. That was borderline. I think you should be able to pick up the dice until you have... Yo, you put your truck down. You're done. You put your truck down. Mister, the dice are in my hands and I'm rolling already. In the rules it says as soon as the truck's down, you're done.
Yeah. There's nothing I can spend this on. It's a shame. Okay, well I'm using my free gear in my person to place an explorer.
Don't forget these guys.
Yeah. They're useless, roughly. And then I got a jerry can. And then I will... No. Yeah.
I liked Escape, but it didn't really work super well for us 2-player. It worked really well at larger groups. It was fun.
And I didn't flame out, so that I bought it anyway. But I am gonna play both of these Turex to discard 2 more cards.
Oh snap! He's ending the game.
Because each one of those you discard
to end the game.
Yep.
Alright. I'm going to refuel. So, I'm refueling. Ready? Go.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Alright. Yeah, Magic Maze is one we still have.
It's always fun to play with like a new group of people. Magic Maze.
Steve's friends, he introduced it to them at Bachelor Party.
It's a great bachelor party.
There's
game.
a lot of cussing. I feel like I want to pay for the blue dye, but if I do, I'm not gonna get... I think I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'll pay for the blue dye. Wait, we're missing one. Alright. Ah! Yes, that's what I want in life! Yes! It's the best! Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. I'm gonna place... So I get to place one for free, and then I buy one, and then I take this card, which lets me place one. So I get to place 3 this turn. So I'm gonna place... 2 here.
Oh, jeez.
And I'll do... 1 there. No, do 2 there. Yeah. Okay. And then I did not flame out. I had 1 flame. Okay. Flatline and Fuse we haven't played. But I know a lot of people like him.
Okay. Yeah. This game's hard for me. Okay, I get 3 jerry cans. I use my 3 walls to get this card. And then I can use... And then I can do 2 people and a gear to place an explorer, which is really what I want.
You didn't burn out?
Or that's just 3 points for me. No, I didn't burn out. I didn't get any.
Ooh. I don't have any more jerry cans. But I can refuel for free.
You can reroll for free?
No, I have a thing that lets me refuel, but I'm not going to. I'm going to roll. And I'm going... Okay. Duh! Speaking of jerry cans. I should have... Damn it! I should have just kept it. Should have just kept it there. I'm going to just take 2 jerry cans. But I burn out. So at least 1 card happens.
Alright, I'm going to pay a jerry can to reroll, to refuel.
Ah! Alright, ready?
Yep.
Go.
Wow.
Look, man. That was a flame.
They're not in your favor.
Like, when I want them to be not flames, they're not. They're flames. When I want them to be flames... Oh, that was a flame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're done. Wow. Alright.
Okay.
There you go.
It's a decent amount. I'm gonna pay a jerry can to roll the blue die. Alright, ready. I forgot I had a thing. Okay, I have 7 gears and a wall and a person. So 1 and a gear I'm going to use to go here. And then I'm going to use my 6 gears. I'm going to take this, the tie break, for 3. And then for my other 3 gears, do I want a refuel or a torque? Let's go for a torque. So I'm going to use 2 of them.
Okay. And then you burn up.
So I am going to... Oh, but I did get the tie break.
Ah! Sorry.
This lost in the waste.
The waste of my heart. I'm gonna pay my last 2 jerry cans to get the green and the yellow dye. Oh, I have like no fuel. I'm gonna do my Tarek tile to refuel, but it's only with the 5 white dice. Alright, ready? Go. Oh, man. Alright. Not great. Oh, gosh. Bricks and people. And I got a lot of grain, and I don't want grain. Oh my god!
Whoa!
The dice hate me!
You know, there's a...
This is awful for me, this game.
They really do hate you.
I don't get anything. I get nada. Nothing. Zilch. I burn out. Burn out hard. Damn it. I just want the game to end, man. There you go.
Alright, I'm gonna get a free refuel.
Ugh. This game is a lot better for you this game than me. Alright, ready?
Yep.
Go.
I may have gone a little early.
Because you're a cheater.
Because I'm a cheater, yep. Real-time game cheater. That's me.
Just like, why? Why? When the dice are for you, they love you. They're like, oh, Steve's the best. We love Steve. Steve should win more games. 1. Oh, you're done. You're done! Alright.
Alright.
There you go.
Alright, I'm gonna pay the jerry can for this. And then, you're gonna love me, I'm gonna play this Turek, which is I can reroll all flame results. What's this one again?
Tarek tile.
Oh, damn it. I had something that I wanted and I rerolled it. Okay, I have... Not rolling smartly, but I have 7 walls. So I get that. And then I get a jerry can. And then randomly I have 6 gears.
Yeah, you get a free refill right now. Did you pay to roll with the blue dice?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just got a jerry can back.
Go. Yes!
Oh, nice.
That's the kind of roll that you give me, dice. Okay, I'm just throwing them out. I'm not even keeping them on the right side anymore.
It's understandable. I like your pinch and drop method.
Look, man,
it works.
you're done. It's the only way. Okay, I have no jerry cans. I get no bonus dice. I'm low on fuel. Does the game end? Does the game end? It has to end. It's the last card. Game's over. I don't get another turn, but that's fine, because he would have gotten another turn if I got a turn. Okay. So, we just count up we resolved this. So, I get this one. Didn't even contest it. I get this one. He gets this one. And then he gets this one because he got the thingy that gives him tiebreak. Alright.
And then I get a turret.
Yes. So let me just calculate points. So it's just the 55 gallon drums are points. And that's it. So you'll get points from cards, you get points from territories, and that's it. That's all you get points from.
Alright, 1 per 3 cards. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's 4, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Alright. 16 points.
32.
Yep. And that's Kero! Yeah. Oh, I accidentally clicked Jaipur. This is bad. It's gonna load from forever ago. No, don't open it! Oh, Jaipur, how I hate your app. It's not even supported anymore. Like, I love Jaipur, the game, and the app is okay, but, it's awful, and it's not supported anymore. Okay. I'm gonna log this in BGG stats, and then we can get rid of it for forever.
Is this what happens when I win?
No, look. The last time we played, I got 38, and he got 9. This is not... This is a random game. You said 36?
32.
32. You
25
got,
plus 7.
You got twice my score. Okay.
Through,
anyway.
Cunning strategic outmaneuvering.
No. So, this is a fun, stressful, real-time game. It's very well produced, and it's very well, done, and, made, and, it's fine.
One thing I was curious about, these are the starting cards, and all 3 of the you get a die and you get a jerry can cards, those all come out in these first 9 cards.
Yeah, so you need to prioritize getting those, and this kind of set the tone.
And they generally need either the food or... Yeah, so those, I think, kind of set the tone. I didn't get any of the free die cards last game, or maybe I got 1. But I remember I was at a serious both jerry can and die deficit when we played. And I made the mistake of, when I was rolling, trying to re-roll until I got what I wanted, and I was flaming out. So I was pressing my luck in a way that just didn't work. So this game, I prioritized getting free stuff early.
I just kept flaming out no matter what I did on this one. But it's a dice game. That's what happens.
Yeah.
There's a couple turns where I was like, I should have just kept that thing. I should have just stopped right then and there, and it would have been fine. But it wasn't enough to make that huge of a difference.
I had a number of turns where I was just like, okay, I should just stop and not push it, and then I realized that a good chunk of my dice I wouldn't be able to use with the cards. Like I have, and that's part of the fun of the real-time game, I guess, is I have a hard time focusing on both my dice and on what I want or what I can get.
Yeah.
And there's a sand timer, and that's fine. I think that's like the fun of the game, is that it's sort of like cognitive overload, and you just sort of have to do the best that you can.
Yeah. But it's also, it's a fun stressor. It's just not a fun stressor I enjoy. I don't need more stress in my life right now. So, yeah. It's very well done. It's very cute. I want to paint the trucks. I, want to pull it out and show it to people, because I think it does interesting stuff. But I don't necessarily want to play it, beyond, hey, this is how we play it. Let's play around. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I think one thing I like is that it's explicitly 2-player.
Yeah.
I think this would it would either completely fall or I wouldn't enjoy it at larger player cards, and I bet huge chunks of the game would have to be redesigned to make them work at higher player counts, and I wouldn't enjoy those things. Yes, it's somewhat random. Yes, it's die rolling, but you are drafting out of a market. There's only 2 of you. If your opponent doesn't get something, you can get it. I think the fact that there's only 2 people lets you plan ahead at least some amount in a way that would completely break down with more players. So I like that they focused on just 2 players. I think this works. It's random and it's silly and stressful, and I think it does well for what it is trying to do. It doesn't try to overreach. I appreciate that.
So what you're saying is, you want to keep it. Is it just because it's semi-truck sand timers? I'm gonna refill these.
Also,
I like that they smartly put it in the box such that if you store the game vertically, the semi-trucks will, refill. It's very smart.
It's clever. It has a lot of clever development work that went into it.
Sorry, I'm just refilling. Did you sort out the deck?
Those are starters. Yeah, so if the game is not for you, who do you think it's for?
I think it's for people that are okay with random chance and and enjoy that added stress of real-time sand timers. But I'm not a big fan of competitive dice games where there's a flame out, basically, where your dice get locked. In Escape, I was cool with it because when your dice get locked in Escape, people come and help you because it's not competitive, it's co-op. So if you get locked in Escape, you're okay because people will come and save you, right? And it's a team effort, and it's not the end of the world. But in this one, flaming out it was just against me. I was flaming out hard every round, and I couldn't roll flames to refill Steve. It was a thing.
Mercy of the dice.
Yeah. And I'm not a big fan of Mercy of the dice, just period. So, yeah. When it's just the 2 of us, if we're gonna play a random dice game that's somewhat competitive, I'd rather play Rattle Battle, Grab the Loot, which has a lot larger of a table presence. I get that. Actually, it doesn't really. This table presence is pretty big for a 2-player game. So it's not much bigger than Rattle Battle.
One thing I would say, just in terms of the design and the theming, I know the sort of violent post-apocalypse is sometimes in vogue, Wasteland Delivery Service has sort of it's just there's guns and raiders and things or whatever, and I like that this is a post-apocalyptic desert future that
there's nothing explicitly violent.
Yeah, there's nothing explicitly violent in it.
Which is great.
I do like that because it doesn't need it, and that wouldn't really add anything to this game.
For sure. And this is one where if our nephew Kevin would enjoy this is one that I would consider playing with him, but he would hate it because he's like me. He hates random chance games that are meant to be that you can't mitigate or strategically avoid. And so it's we can hold on to it and wait 5 years to see if the second nephew is into it. But Natalie my older niece would have the same problem with it. My younger niece, I think she would be okay with it, but it's not a theme that would speak to her, so she would just not even bother. So
yeah, one thing I appreciate games that have randomness when the randomness I can put the randomness on like my terms and mitigate. It's like I know I was talking in previous streams this week about I like both Nemo's War and Zaya because those both are heavily involved with randomness in the game, but the game is also all about choosing when to mitigate, like injuring people to mitigate randomness or whatever.
Yeah.
Or taking a risky shortcut instead of taking the long way around. In this, you're forced to deal with the randomness and forced to deal with the dice rolling, and you're sort of like mentally mitigating it, I guess. Like you're trying to keep track of what you roll versus what you can get versus should you push by rolling further and your sand timer is going. As opposed to like calculated mitigation, like do I do the safe thing or do I take a roll? So I think it's a different type of relationship with the dice, and it's definitely stressful. And I know I totally messed up my first game by like fixating on trying to get certain cards and rolling until I flamed out and being frustrated. So this game I went into it explicitly not trying to do that. I also think this might be frustrating for people who are playing it, or just like playing it for the first time and not really knowing what to expect. And they could get like
if they're expecting a more strategic game. But if they're fine with like if they're more of like the dice player anyway, they'll love it. And it's fine. And I know a lot of people that like it and they're dice rollers. And it's an enjoyable dice roller, but like it stresses me out when I play it. With the dice hate me, it's awful. And if the dice love me, it's like, they love me, which turns me into an asshole. So
you've never gloated about getting an awesome roll.
So it's just not, for me personally, it's not something that I think that I would ever want to reach for. If Steve really, really wanted to hold on to it, we could, and I would paint the trucks. But like, I don't like it. And there's other things in our collection that I would rather play with him. And like he was saying with Zaya, I actually enjoy Zaya. The randomness I can mitigate enough around that it's fine. So if I can't mitigate it a lot, I can't do it. And pressure luck dice games, if you like pressure luck dice games, like you'll probably enjoy it. But I don't like pressure luck dice games. The only pressure luck dice game I like is no, that's a bluffing game. That's not even pressure luck.
Liar's Dice?
Liar's Dice, yeah, Liar's Dice. But Liar's Dice is bluffing. It's not pressure luck. I was trying to think of like a combined Skull and Roses plus Liar Dice.
Yeah, I think there's definitely
Skull and Roses, but that's a bluffing pressure luck. I only like pressure luck when bluffing's involved.
Yeah, because it's about playing the people, not about playing the stuff. I think I like press your luck games where you're drawing from a deck sometimes, because it's press your luck without replacement, where you're usually taking things out of the deck, so you can sort of card count and plan for what's in the deck. Whereas press your luck, when it's dice, there's usually no replacement. It's just you're just doing a different roll each time. I don't know, I was thinking also some games are the randomness shows up in different ways. Like in the Zaya example, when Tiffany's deciding whether or not to do an action, the action clearly says on the board, roll a d20, and if you roll a 1 to 3, you just die. And like but it's very on the surface. Whereas in something like this, it's very fuzzy, which is like, which combination of dice am I going to roll or am I going to get?
Can't Stop. I love
Can't Stop.
Can't Stop.
Can't Stop is amazing.
I love Can't Stop. I will play Can't Stop. We have like an older version I found in a garage sale. That's it. That's like the only pure pressure luck game I love.
Well, you do like dice run games, like Castles of Burgundy, the dice game has a similar thing to Can't Stop, which is some dice are rolled.
Can't stop making castles in Burgundy.
Someone will make that. In like Castles of Burgundy, the dice game, you roll a couple dice and then you make combinations of those dice in a way that benefits you.
That's not really. I mean,
no, it's not pretty. I'm just saying, like, it's dice rolling, but you get to do interesting combinations, like the die. Do I want a purple 4 or do I want a blue 1 or whatever?
Yeah.
Or like games where you do sums, like Can't Stop. Where it's like, how can I make the best of what I rolled?
Yeah, well, Can't Stop is a probability.
Yeah.
It's a probability gambling, pressure luck on the probability of rolling certain dice. So it's a gambling.
Which, like, I roll the dice. I have 4 options. Which do I go with? And I can sit there and think and stew about it. And I definitely like that.
Yeah. So, we enjoy playing Kero for what it is, and it is a good game, but it's not a game for me. It's a game where, like, if somebody was setting it up, I would happily teach it to them, and I would, like, hang around for their first turn or so, but unless it was somebody that I, like, really liked as a person, and, like, we were good friends, and they were like, please play this with me, because I really, really want to play it, I would play it with them. But if it was, like, a stranger, and I had an opportunity to do something else, I would not play it.
Yeah.
So,
I know.
like, I'm a nice person, and if it's literally me and I have nothing else to do, and it's this stranger, and the stranger's not a jerk, I will play with them.
So we're setting up a lot of conditional.
But, like, if I have someplace else that I could be, like, legitimately, I will just go.
Sorry, I will say,
stranger.
One of the pieces of this game is something that shows up in a lot of the 2-player games we play, and that's, like territory control or area control, and, like, a small number of, like, territories or cards or slots.
Yeah.
Like, it's, place the things and try to get majority, and if you get majority, you get the things and get points. And a lot of the 2-player games we play are just focused around that, and that's more of a strategic choice. One thing that frustrates me when I play this is it's very hard for me to both roll and get cards, and then also try to roll to get placements. And, like, what I really want to do is battle Tiffany about getting placements for, like, the territories in the middle.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of other games that we like that do that, like Hanam Koji, Battle Line.
Well, those are more card driven.
No, they're more card driven. But I'm just saying, like, we enjoy the, like, try to get control of something in the middle and, like, this sort of tug of war thing.
Well, and there's also, like, the whole, like, what does he have in his hand? Can he play to this spot? But you don't get that in this kind of game.
No, it's just like, I roll the right thing and I get to place some stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, that part of this game makes me want to play one of the other games that more heavily focus on that mechanic that I like.
Yeah. So, if you enjoy Press Your Luck dice games and you enjoy the theme, it's very well done. It's very slick. It makes a lot of sense. It is great for what it is. It's just not a game that we are super, super into. But, I think it's a good game. I think it's a game I would recommend to people. John Edwards. If it was the post-apocalypse and there were no other games and there was a stranger that wanted to play it, look, if it's the post-apocalypse and this is the only, I will happily play this game. I don't even care. Like, if it's the post-apocalypse and I have, like, 20 games only, and this is one of them, it's in the rotation to play.
Hey,
because we have nothing better to do.
It's topical.
It might be too depressing. It's just too soon.
It's just...
Oh, man.
You're just staring at a sand timer that slowly runs out, and you're just waiting for it to end. And also in the game.
That's no.
It's the post-apocalypse.
It's not that bad. It's good. It's look.
No, I meant if you're in the post-apocalypse, the post-apocalypse is all about watching the clock while you wait for everything to end.
You have to understand, I am... I have become a very snotty person when it comes to what games stay in this house. This is, and that's just what it is. And because we just don't have the space and we don't have the time to play the ones that we love because we have so many other games that are just okay and we feel guilty and yada, yada, yada. So, I've just become very critical of what stays in the house and what doesn't stay in the house. And,
that doesn't mean you should keep it or not get it or whatever.
Yeah, it's more of if it looks fun for you, get it. I think it's enjoyable for what it is, and it does really great. I think it's good. I think it is a good game. I just don't think it's not a game that I am super interested in playing again. Yeah. So, I
think it's also another game coming out of Essen, like. Kind of we mentioned about the river last night, where I'm not thinking this was fun, but I wish it had been better developed. Like they developed it well. There's no holes.
It's done.
The rulebook I think was fine. It's done, which is also another good feeling because, yeah.
Casey Williams says that they were surprised we liked the river so much. Love the river. River is on the 4th shelf. Glorious and beautiful.
It does what it sets out to do very well, and we're looking forward to playing it with people as kind of that, like, gateway worker placement game.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, what I'm most excited about.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's interesting, y'all. So I did the Essen Hall video, and it's really funny because, like, we're selling games so quickly, and, like, we have to make decisions about games, and we're making pretty good decisions, and I did, like, my most anticipated video, but I'm gonna have to, like, do another one, once we've actually played everything from Essen twice, so that we can, like, I can say, like, yes, this is worth it, yes, this isn't, yada, 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 and it's tough because it's like, I think this game is worth it. This was on my list. It definitely did what was delivered on the 10, and it just turns out that it's just not a game for me. And I kind of knew that, actually, going into it. I think I even mentioned it in the most anticipated. But I bought it because I knew Steve would like playing it, and it's a theme that Steve would like. And so we got 2 plays out of it, which is not, you know, amazing. And we did have to bring it from Europe. But it was worth it.
Well, and I really enjoy playing games that have new mechanics because I put them away in my designer brain. So often I really want to play a game just a couple of times to see how it works and why they made certain decisions and pick it apart. And then I don't need to keep it after that, but I really love the opportunity to play games that do that. Because we do get, there are certain games that are a favorite type, and we get a lot of some of those types. But the, like, things that I can absorb and suck out of those games are often lower if we've played so many games that do so many similar things. So yeah. I like having breadth. Yeah,
which is tough. Which is tough for a lot of people, especially if they're the primary buyer of a group. We kind of are our own group. John joins us quite a bit, and Tony joins us sometimes. But we're basically, it's just us on an island. And we don't, this is what we do. But somebody made a question which was like, does nobody else plan what games they're going to remake in a post-apocalypse? I was like, oh, I've totally thought about that.
What games you'd remake in a post-apocalypse?
Yeah, like, if things happen, like, what game would you remake?
I mean...
Check War.
Like, if you could figure out a way, or if you had a couple dice, you could probably make a copy of Can't Stop on, like, the beach, like on your, like, desert island sand beach. Like, that's one that could get me.
Okay, this is gonna be a new design challenge. It's gonna cross a lot of copyright laws. But if you're stranded on an island and you only have a deck, like a standard playing card deck, and you have how many dice are in Yahtzee? 6?
Something like that.
5? You have 5 dice and a standard deck of cards.
And any natural resources you can glean from the environment around you.
Yeah, and that's all you have.
We'll pick you up in a week.
Oh my gosh. Alright.
Here's your deck and your dice. Your deck of cards, your dice, and your water.
Kabuki Kid, Steve, have you checked out Doolittle's Raid? Raid.
It sounds familiar. I don't know if I remember anything about it, so I'll have to look it up. It definitely sounds familiar.
Alright. If you have paper cards, you can hand draw anything, and then you can carve from wood. You have abstracts for days. There you go. It's a new designer reality show. We just take a bunch of designers and we throw them in the woods. It'd be great. Alright. On that delightful note...
You're gonna have to sign some waivers, but it's fine.
Yeah. On that delightful note, we're gonna go play Patchwork. Because I rented it. We don't own Patchwork. We don't own normal Patchwork anymore because I was angry at it. So we got rid of it.
Take that, Patchwork.
So I went and rented it from the game store and I have to return it tomorrow. So we're gonna play this tonight because I'm making a bunch of quilts for Christmas, and what better time to talk about Patchwork the game for a review than while making a bunch of quilts. So we're gonna play this and film us playing this tonight, but we're not streaming it. We've already streamed Patchwork Express. I don't know if we actually streamed the main Patchwork. Do you just want to stream this? And then I can record the footage. We have Patchwork Express, yes.
Yeah.
But the review is going to be for
Big Patchwork.
Patchwork and Patchwork Express, because you could easily talk about Patchwork Express in like 30 seconds after you explain Patchwork.
All right. And in the meantime, Ohio's going to carve the Looney Pyramids. Yeah, that Looney set is pretty amazing.
Pyramids, yeah. You can do a lot with it. On that delightful note, we are going to be streaming Solinia and the Great City of Rome tomorrow for tomorrow's streams. Solinia will be first at 7 p.m. It is an interesting market trading game with a very interesting moving mechanic where the board actually moves and changes.
Oh yeah, that's right. And I haven't played it, but you have.
Yeah.
I sat around and watched.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And then City of Rome, or the Great City of Rome as it will be known in America, is a tile placement card drafting game. It's cards, but they're basically tiles, so you're drafting them and you're placing them, and then there's a little bit of engine building and resource management. We really liked it. People have been comparing it to Warsaw City of Ruins, which is actually a game we own, and it's sitting right there and we haven't played it yet. So we're gonna play City of Rome, which will be coming from Z-Man Games under the title The Great City of Rome, because it's one that we played at Austin and we really liked it. We ended up picking up a copy. So
Do you like that one? If you had 2 copies of Patchwork, would you play a 4-player if you colored the player discs? I don't think it'd be totally balanced.
no, I don't think it would work. They made 4-player Patchwork. It's just called. A bunch of people said Cottage Garden was 4-player Patchwork, but it's not. I feel like Indian Summer was Indian Summer. Indian Summer uses the patchwork mechanic for the market. There's no time element, but you're filling boards. The game ends as soon as one player fills their board. So it has a different time or an in-game condition because it doesn't have time as a currency. And instead it has acorns.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no economy because Patchwork is actually an economy game. But if you like the tile placement part, and you want to focus on that, Indian Summer it does that very well. If you like the mechanic of the way that the tiles come out, the market part of the thing.
All right. Let's play some
the
Patchwork.
economy is what you miss, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't.
Yeah, the economy is pretty tight.
I'm trying to think of what would work. I don't know.
Yeah, Feast for Odin is not quite 4-player Patchwork.
Yeah, no, it's 4-player Feast for Odin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 10:30 here, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
I'm toast.
Good night. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you're watching on Twitch, give it a heart. If you want to make sure you see more, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell on YouTube, and you'll be notified sometimes when we're live. Otherwise, you can follow us on Twitch because we do dual stream, though we are starting to prefer YouTube again because they don't show ads that I have zero control over. So there's that. If you'd like to show support, we were going to do Twitch affiliate, but then I read the fine details and I was like, that's an awful deal for me. So if you'd like to show support and get early access to stuff, have submit a vote in the polls for what we stream next, as well as learn weird thoughts that I have sometimes when I write out those posts, you can support me on Patreon. As little as $1 a month gets you access to this stuff, and it does really help us. It helps buy our equipment, it helps buy the games, and it helps motivate us to keep going, to make streams, and for me to do all the stuff that I'm doing. So thank you very much for my Patreon supporters, and for anyone who might do that. And if monthly doesn't work for you, I do have a Ko-Fi, so you can go to ko-fi.com/theonetar, and you can just buy me a coffee. And that's it. It's a one-time PayPal payment. And that's good enough.
And we love hanging out with you all, the live crew, the chat crew, and we love your comments when you do leave them. We'd love to see comments in both live chat and after the fact. So
yeah,
we appreciate it.
This week has been super fun. We actually have discussed potentially doing this again next year instead of going to BGG. So it sucks that we miss seeing our friends, but we actually really enjoy hanging out and having like a chill week at home and just playing games, and hanging out with you all and showing you all the titles kind of like quickly. So yeah, maybe we'll do this again next year. We'll figure it out. But thank you so much for hanging out with us, and thank you for watching in the future if you're watching in the future and you made it this long. Otherwise, we will see you tomorrow or in the future at some point. If you are a Patreon, remember, go and vote for what we're streaming on Tuesday of next week. And otherwise, remember, Thanksgiving Day, we'll be streaming all day. We're just gonna play whatever the heck we want, and I'm thinking we should play Rattle Battle Grab the Loot.
Yeah! Rattle Battle.
Alright. BGG in Essen is so tough. So tough.
I am happy that we are not... We would be yawning more if we were at BGG.
So hard.
So.
Alright.
Yeah.
Good night.
Alright, good night, y'all.
Farewell. Auf
Auf
Wiedersehen.
Wiedersehen. Goodbye.
Goodbye.